Never Give Up podcast while building a legacy with real estate. I have George right here, and I have Rocky.
How you guys doing?
What's up, buddy? What's going on, guys?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Another blessing, another day.
All right. This is our first podcast, and we're really just starting this. How do we build a legacy in real estate? How do we get focused? What do we have to do? And I think we already started doing this right now as we started getting momentum into getting disciplined. But let's really just talk about what this podcast is going to be about, what we're going to be focusing on, and what we're going to deliver content and the speakers that we're going to have as we move forward. I'll go with George. George, what is your goal, and what do you think that you want to talk to the people right now about what we're going to be delivering in this podcast?
Well, the podcast right now, we got an introductory podcast, but we're going to be delivering a lot of information for you guys to build your legacy, especially in real estate when it comes to, multifamilies, leveraging, everything along those lines. I want to give guys and families basically a lot of opportunities, a lot of ways that they can build their wealth and their legacy for their kids, something they can leave behind, honestly.
Awesome. Rocky, what's up? What do you think that we're going to be putting out there and what people should watch out for?
I mean, I definitely think you guys should be looking out for us, just helping you guys out, figuring it out, how to build something with real estate. Most of the people that made it somewhere in this country is all real estate related. So that's what we're really here for, to help you guys benefit from, our knowledge that we have and what we go through day in and day out.
And that's awesome, right? Because I think one of the experiences that we have collectively, I got somebody who's very young, and Rocky, I'm not even sure how old you are, but I'm almost at 45. So we got a lot of experience and different, point of view. So you're not going to get just one point of view how to do it. We're going to help you do it together. And I really, for us, is deliver that information for you. So that way you could utilize it. It was funny. I was talking to my son yesterday. He's getting into stocks. And one of the things that he did say, he said to me, he's like, well, I know that this is not going to be long term. I'm like, what is your plan after this? He goes, well, I want to get some real estate and I want to get in my bank account. I want to get my credit up. And let's just talk about the starting point. And I think we could just start off from a young age, right? What kind of mindset that you have to have as you start thinking about real estate and building a legacy?
I think that what you definitely have to have is a growth mindset, is like continuous growth, continuous searching for knowledge. Because if you become stagnant, things kind of falter and you get comfortable. But if you're always seeking growth, always reading, always trying to learn new things and being willing to listen to people is very big. Able to take criticism and feedback, I think it's a good mindset to have. It just kind of sets you up for success if you keep it going consistently.
And George, how old are you?
I'm 25, man. 25. We got a lot of ages here.
That's awesome. What about you, Rocky?
Just piggyback off them, man. I think it's just all about growth. Our young age, when we come here to this country, we don't really understand how it does work. And sometimes school don't really educate us the right way to get all the knowledge we need. And just if we think about how good it will be if we all focus on reading one book, at least one book a year, we could be so far in life as just human being.
Yeah. Absolutely. So growth mindset is going to be one of the most important things that we're going to be focusing on, never giving up, right? Because you're going to enter in failure in many different stages. I know I have in my career. I know I have failed so many times, but that quote as never giving up is just keep picking yourself back up. So maybe you're not going to make it. Maybe you're not going to make the money that you wanted to make. Maybe you're going to fail at something. Maybe you're going to fail at a flip or buying the first house. And guess what? You're going to learn how to deal with tenants, which I did at a very young age at 21. And I became friends with my tenants and I became cool with my tenants. These are the things that we'll be putting into place. So that way you could take away something that, hey, how do I have a mindset, what we just said, of never giving up? And how do we take that to the next level of building a legacy in real estate? I want to keep it short and sweet, guys, so that we just started the first podcast. And then whatever you guys want to add.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is just like, a conversation between three people seeking success and growth for you guys. And so, Rocky, what do you feel as if it's something that's elevated you? I see you dressed nice. You got the style.
I mean, it's all about growth, guys. I'm only 26. I purchased a home about a year ago and then didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I purchased a home and needed some work done. And I spent a lot of money as I did with different bad contractors. I didn't have the knowledge out there. And that's where really I want to advise you guys of my experience and all the mistake I have done renting out this multifamily I have, trying to open another business at the same time. It's too much to deal with. And mistake I've done. I want to just put it out there so you guys don't make the same mistake I've done.
Exactly.
If somebody wanted to get started right in real estate right now, and let's start from a very young age. Let's talk, I'm going to take my son into consideration. What do you think that you need to be doing? And because you guys have a different perception of, at 25 and 26, and my perception is completely different because I think I'm sometimes overdoing it, over teaching him, over complicating it. What do you guys think that somebody at 13, 14, 15, 20,
I think one of the things I feel like a mistake I made when I was younger is, again, willing to learn and listen to people. I feel as if I spent a lot of my younger years studying a bit more and putting myself out there, I feel as if a lot of people have ideas, but I think you should feel free to risk it and move forward, especially in real estate too. It's great that you went and bought the multifamily, right? And I'm sure you saved up for a while before then and you looked at all the means of how to do it. And I recommend someone really search it. And there's a lot of information out there, guys. And if you take the time to look at it at a young age, I feel as if when you're young, you have to study. Like, you have to learn whatever you're going to do, especially in real estate, the business. You got to learn what mortgages you could use, how to leverage what programs, and try to get something that you can own, right, and use. I feel that that's my perception of it. I feel as if I'm in a learning stage and I'm seeking growth and experiences.
I mean, just to piggyback off that thing is also getting a good realtor.
Yeah.
To understand the game and could really educate you and not just trying to get you to close on a house. So it's really on focusing like, hey, this is the way you go, the program we have, and seeking the knowledge and ask, just ask questions, ask any question. Don't think a question could be not smart just because it's a question and you have it in your head, just ask it. You never know what the answer could be and really could help you get to the next point.
And definitely read too. I think reading is a really big thing. Like, what's it called? Think and Grow Rich. I think it's a really good book, and
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Rich Dad Poor Dad is also a really good book too. I think those are necessities. You should start off and kind of read it and get an idea of how to leverage and use assets and stuff like that.
I think a lot of it has to do with the different quadrant. I think I read that book was 13, 14, which I didn't really pick up after for a long time, and then understanding the different quadrant in your career that you're going to be facing, and I think that quadrant hasn't really changed. Is still in a self as employee, and then you have a business owner, and then you have a passive income, and then you become an investor. Those quadrants are, I think, still today is true, regardless of what business that you're in, and you want to get to where you get passive income, and that's where we want to create the wealth that teach you or guide you or be there for you or educate you in that sense of building that wealth and getting to that quadrant fast as possible. With a more educated and point of view from our education background, and as well as what the knowledge that we have and coaches and masters that we've been around with. So, and I think that with real estate and anything that you read out there, try to pick up one nugget that you can take away with and how you can implement that. And one of the things that I told my son is, we were talking about it, and as we was discussing about the stocks, and he already knew that it was not going to be long term. He's like, well, I don't want to keep doing this over and over and watching it when I'm in school or here. I'm like, yeah, so you're going to make that income. And then the first thing that you need to do is start with what in real estate I think is credit, right? Credit is going to buy you more properties. So let's go open up your bank account. Let's start doing that in a very young age. So that way you can start building it. Believe it or not, he already knew about it, but I think that was kind of really important that we want to put the message out there. Have you looked at your credit? Have you looked at and run your credit? I'm not talking about karma.com, all this. Have you went to a lender? Have you went to a lender and did a hard run? If you haven't, guys, we do have resources that could help you, but go to a lender that you could trust. If you don't have one, we have those lenders too as well. Reach out to us, message us on below with information that you need, and do a hard run credit on your credit score and see where you stand. And then there are programs and people, we'll have them on here that will help you build your credit and how to help you build your credit too as well. That's my 2 cents.
No, and that's fantastic, because now to think about the credit score, I feel a lot of people don't understand, like they don't know where they're at financially. In real estate, we see people's, like their financial history, what's going on because they got to purchase a house or a rental and stuff like that. I notice a lot of people don't necessarily know where they're at, and they don't keep up to date with. I think it's very important. Very important.
And I think even renting and paying for something, guess what? there's a company out there when you rent, and even if you pay your car, well, your car on time should be your credit, but even your rent that you pay on time could build towards your credit. I forgot the company's name, but we'll have them on, and they'll teach you that if you're paying your rent on time, that it could go towards your credit. And even, especially with these lenders, if you're buying something, which, you know, eventually you're going to be looking into, they want to have your last 12-month payment. So if you're in a position that you're paying your rent and you're coming from your checking account or something, you know, don't give cash, coming from your checking account, they want to see that, hey, you've been paying on time on that too as well. So what's your closer, guys? What is the next one that we're going to be looking at, and how we're going to be concentrating on helping about your first investment? I think that's the one that we're going to be talking about. Your first investment as an FHA with a low down payment. How do you buy your first investment? And with an FHA, and then how to build from 4-unit, 3-unit, and 2-unit, and then eventually to 1 unit, which we recommend. How to utilizing the system that's out there, that's actually built for you, as a system that's really built for anyone who wants to buy. You can end up buying 4 houses within a span of, I would say, about 4 or 5 years, and making sure that you have passive income coming in.
Yeah, and that's really good information, because I feel as if you start that young, especially those in their like late teens or probably early 20s, getting those multiple units, leveraging the FHA and doing that, I think this is going to be really good information for them, because if they can pool their funds together, even if let's say they have roommates, rather than getting roommates in an apartment that you rent, find 2 guys that you really trust or family members and buy a multifamily. And, you know, it's residual income. It kind of elevates your family already, and you have something that gives you money back.
And not just there, starting young. I feel like, you know, like, I should never give up. You can start any age.
Yep.
There's not such thing as a right age. I don't think life is a race. Life is a marathon, and life is going to give you those little priorities that it's a springtime that you got to put a little race to it, but then it's back to a marathon. So it's just taking advantage of the opportunity. And that's all we want to bring you guys, opportunity and chances to grow, and just never really giving up, just getting a chance to redo it again. Even if you feel like a couple of years ago you did it wrong, you purchased your home and you don't know what you did with it, you know, you still could have programs you qualify for and use it again. You could still use a first-time home buyer, even though if you had a home years ago and you lost the home, there's still potential to do it again.
Yep.
Awesome. Any last words right now?
We're good. I mean, I feel like we touched a good amount of topics to what we're going to discuss for you guys. We're going to have a lot more episodes coming ahead. You know, look forward to every single week. We're going to be weekly as we start recording and get into the groove of things. And we're going to have a lot more information for you guys. It's a mind nugget.
Yeah, just, you know, stay tuned, guys. We're going to bring some great information out there. You guys can ask any question. We'll be able to answer any question, and really bring you guys the knowledge and from experience. You know, Rummy been in the business, 20 plus years. Yeah. And that's the reason why I'm here. I switched company to be able to mentor like Rummy and take all the knowledge I came from it and just steal his whole profile and put my face on it.
Yeah, there we go. All the information.
Awesome. Do it.
2.0.
Yeah, I already kind of say a little bit related, so it doesn't matter.
Do it. I love it. You know, it's always important. You know, it's a humbling experience with everything, and big leaders and big mentors always said to you, do it, right? Because that's what you want to have around you, people who could do it, not the people who could talk. So do it. Like take everything, cut and paste, or whatever you want to do, just do it. Because that's what I have done. So thank you, guys. We're gonna approach this as a very focus-minded and understanding that life is a process. Life is about never giving up. Those days that you're gonna fall apart, those days that you're gonna say, "Shit, I want to give up," and it's not working. It happened. It didn't happen, and it's not gonna happen. The next day you get up and you're gonna say, "Shit, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get up if I can make this shit happen." And how to build from that point on. And learn from our mistakes, learn from a lot of the people that we're going to bring on from their mistakes, and take the next step. All right, I'm going to end this. Thank you, guys.